All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the Full Court Blitz, where we talk all things NBA and NFL, and we're breaking down the conference finals in the NBA. I'm going to preview the Eastern and Western Conference finals and give you guys my prediction at the very end. So if you guys are interested in that and fans of the NBA, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Would really appreciate that. All right, let's just hop right into this, man. We'll start with the Western Conference here between the Thunder and the Timberwolves, two teams that have been super impressive. Timberwolves more so, I feel like, than the Thunder, who just came out of a grueling series against the Denver Nuggets. But I feel like that series really made the Thunder grow. I think they're better for it, and they're going to use that sort of experience to help them, in further series now. But as far as this matchup right here between these two teams, I think this is going to be an insanely close series. All right. And the reason I say that is because I'm like trying to analyze these two teams and seeing, okay, who's got the advantage where, and like what is it that either team can sort of pick on. And it's like both teams are pretty similar in this aspect of it. They both play really good defense. All right. They have great depth, like good benches, and they have great perimeter defenders. All right. So you take a look at the Thunder, right? Obviously, you've got Alex Caruso, who, what a masterful job he did on Nikola Jokic in Game 7. I mean, he was the biggest difference in that game for the Thunder winning. So you got Alex Caruso, who's an all-world perimeter defender, arguably the best defender in basketball. And then you got Lou Dort, who's really good. You got Cason Wallace, who can hold his own. And so you have like really good perimeter defender guys that you can put on Ant if you are OKC. And on the flip side, with the Timberwolves, you got Jaden McDaniels. Obviously, you got Ant Edwards, who can also play defense. You got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Like, the perimeter defense is really good. And then we take a look at the bench pieces, right? Coming off the bench, Aaron Wiggins, Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso. But then the Timberwolves have Naz Reid. They have Dante DiVincenzo, right? They have guys that can come off the bench. You don't have to play your starters, 45 minutes. And so both teams are deep. Both teams are really good defensive teams, and both teams are teams that are going to, make it really, really tough on their opponent. And so when I'm taking a look at that, I'm like, okay, I don't really know what the advantage here is on either side. I will say OKC, I think, is better just because of the fact that, in the regular season, they showcase that they are the most dominating team in basketball. But hey, the regular season doesn't matter in the playoffs. It's what have you done for me lately? And so to me, the separator here is really just going to be the superstars, right? Who is going to take advantage here? Is SGA going to be able to handle Jaden McDaniels on him and take advantage of that versus Ant, who's got Caruso and Dort and all these guys on him? And so to me, that's advantage Thunder, because Ant is going to have a slew of guys on him, not just one dude. All right. And then do you count on Julius Randle, who's been balling? No doubt about it. But do you trust Julius Randle to carry the load offensively, as he's proven in the last two series, at least sharing the offensive load, to continue to do so against the Thunder? But he also has a pretty tough matchup in Chet Holmgren or Isaiah Hartenstein, depending on how that goes. But I think most likely it'd probably be Chet, or he could even be J-Dub, right? So my point is, like, there's not going to be an easy matchup for Randle either way, but he's got to continue to play it how he's been playing, right? So to me, that is the biggest key here. And so SGA has also got to take advantage of the fact that, they're coming off a series in which, with the Denver Nuggets, in which you went through a Game 7, you got this experience, and now you got to go ahead and utilize that experience against a team like the Timberwolves in the conference final. So overall, folks, it's to me a bit of a toss-up here. And I'll be honest, I don't really feel like I have a great reason for picking either team. And so when that happens, to me, I usually tend to go with the team that has the home court advantage. And that is what the OKC Thunder have here, right? So if this series does go to Game 7, which I expect it to, I like the home team. And so to me, I'm going to go ahead and take the OKC Thunder in 7 games here. It is going to be a long, grueling series here. Minnesota is deep. They're great defensively. They've got a superstar in Anthony Edwards and a star in Julius Randle, who's playing really, really well. So to me, it's just a game of inches. It's going to be really close. And when it's close, I'll take the team with the home court advantage in the OKC Thunder, who to me are better defensively. I'll take SG over Ant, and I'll take the fact that they have home court. So that's why I have in the Western Conference Finals, OKC winning in 7 games and heading to the NBA Finals. And now let's flip over to the Eastern Conference between the Knicks and the Pacers. And a similar story here, honestly, between these two teams, very evenly matched. We're talking about the 3rd and 4th seed in the conference. And to me, it's a tale of, hey, one team has more talent in New York, but the other team is deeper. Right? I get better players in Brunson, Cat, OG, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, but I get a deeper team in the Pacers with, I think, a better bench, right? I get TJ McConnell off the bench, Ben Mathurin off the bench versus a guy like Miles McBride, who's decent, don't get me wrong, but he's okay. And then obviously Mitchell Robinson's been solid, but he does have to obviously work on those free throws. We'll see about that. But my point is I think Indiana's deeper, okay? And so in this matchup, I'm taking a look at, hey, how are they going to play Jalen Brunson? Are they going to go ahead and matchup hunt Jalen Brunson? I expect that to be the case. Indiana's a long team. Is Brunson going to be able to get his shots off here and dominate against Indiana? I expect that to be the case, but the thing that the Pacers do well is that they basically kind of stick to the opponent's perimeter guys, right? And they don't let you have the shooters get off. It's basically going to be, hey, if Brunson wants to ISO all day and score tough buckets, we'll let him be our guest. But that is not how the Knicks should want to play here. My worry with the Knicks is Indiana is going to make them Jalen Brunson reliant, very heavy on Jalen Brunson, and that is not how the Knicks should want to win this series. I mean, look, the Knicks should want to win the series however they can win, but I don't think that's how they can win the series. And so in that instance, I think it's going to come down to, can OG, Mikal Bridges, and especially Cat provide that secondary scoring that we've seen spurts of? Hasn't been consistent. You got Mikal Bridges here for a game or two, Cat for a game or two, but it has not been consistent. Can we get that secondary scoring option to show up every game in this series for the Knicks? Because if you do have that happening and it's not just all Jalen Brunson and it's not the Jalen Brunson show, then I like the Knicks. Otherwise, I like the Pacers. The Pacers play like a team where you don't have to, or you can't really shut down one primary guy. All right. Because if you're saying, hey, we're not going to let Hallie get off today, well, the Pacers are saying, fine, we got Miles Turner. He can give you 20. Siakam can give you 20 to 22. Ben Mathurin can come off the bench and score. Aaron Nesmith can hit threes. Hey, Andrew Nembhard is a playoff performer, always rising in the playoffs. And that's the thing about Indy. They're unselfish. They don't have a guy who needs to take 25, 30 shots. They're fine winning the game if Turner goes off or Siakam goes off or Nesmith goes off. Like, this team reminds me so much of the 04 Pistons in the sense of, hey, there's no superstar. They're just all really solid players. All right. They play like a team. And remember, Chauncey Billups won the finals MVP in that year. And so that could be the case. It doesn't have to be Tyrese Halliburton. I know he's the so-called star here, but I'm telling you, Indy will win however they feel like is the best way to win. And so to me, that's really going to come down to this series is, can Indy make New York Brunson reliant? And then can Indy take advantage of the fact that their team is deeper, their bench is deeper than New York, and sort of, outrun them? And to me, essentially, I'm going to go ahead and say I take Indy in this series in 6 games. I can't go 7 because I don't see them winning in New York if it does go to a 7th game. So I'm going to say the Pacers in 6. And the reason why is because, again, I think they're a deeper team and they've been more impressive to me. I just feel like it's a gut feeling, man. I'm telling you, these two teams are pretty even. So, again, going back to the margins here, it's a gut feeling. I'm going to go ahead and take the Pacers here. The Knicks do have the better talent, but I think the Pacers will force them to just be the Jalen Brunson show and kind of take everybody else out. So give me the Pacers in 6 here to advance, setting up an NBA Finals with the OKC Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. So those are my picks, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree or disagree? Who do you have advancing in each of the conference finals? Leave a comment down below with your thoughts as always. Thanks for watching.